the Z-Locked Challenge. The rules are simple. We're not allowed to turn by traditional means. Every single room is an entirely new puzzle to overcome. Can you beat The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time while Z-Locked? On the last episode, we obtained the Kokiri Emerald and got past the Great Deku Tree. Now it is our main goal to go visit Princess Zelda and get Zelda's letter to go up to Death Mountain and into Dodongo's Cavern. Assuming that we've made our way to Hyrule Castle Town, head straight on through over to Zelda's castle. Then we're allowed to talk to Malon, grab the weird egg, and ideally get it over to Talon, but that's a bit trickier than you might anticipate. We can use the guard next to the gate here to access the vine and climb up this hill. Adjusting our angle on the bridge will give us a much easier view of the field and easy access into the moat around Zelda's castle. Once we get into the moat, we unfortunately will need to roll turn here. We could have done a ledge turn a little bit earlier and held that angle all the way through the moat and climbed up, but I didn't really think about it, so unfortunately we will have to go ahead and do a roll turn here. It's a bit of a bummer, but not that big of a deal. Little things like that are why this challenge is so interesting in my opinion. I mean, we have to think about 2-3 steps ahead just to even navigate a simple area like Zelda's courtyard. Wake up Talon to gain access into the waterway of Zelda's castle. The stealth sequence isn't really even worth bringing up, honestly. It's pretty well vanilla and your angle's pretty well set for the entire thing.
Creepily look at a man through a window.
Obtain Zelda's letter, obtain Zelda's lullaby, and we're off to Kakariko Village. Here we will be obtaining the free Hylian shield in the graveyard at night. The fences around the graveyard allow for pretty easy maneuver of the graveyard itself, so it's a quick in and out job, not really a problem. Keep in mind that we will not be collecting the cuckoos and getting the extra bottle. This will mean we only have one bottle for the entire run, which makes things even more difficult. Sure, we could get the bottle, but honestly, I'm not sure which one would be easier, just doing the rest of the game without the bottle, or trying to do the cuckoos while Z-Locked. Save warp back to Link's house and into the Lost Woods. Honestly, the Lost Woods are pretty vanilla, there's not too much opposition here. With the exception of the Wolfos. Usually when you're locked onto a Wolfos, they will do a second swipe and expose their tail, which is their weak point. However, this is much less consistent when you're not locked onto them. Not to mention, they tend to run around behind you. That's kind of their strategy, which is a complete nightmare for a Z-Locked challenge where we can only look forward. Overall, Wolfos are actually one of the most annoying enemies in the entire game under this challenge. However, if we just do a quick spin attack right before they attack, or even just spam spin attack in general, you will win eventually. Once in a while, they will run straight up to you and do the second swipe and expose their tail, and if you seize that opportunity, you're good to go. The area with the Deku shooting at you can be pretty annoying, but it's not too bad. If you get a bad angle from one of the Deku shots, you can just dive turn to correct it in the nearby pools. Obtain Saria's song, and we're finally ready to head up to Death Mountain. Cure Darunia of his depression? Just, if only it worked that way in real life, huh? After speaking with Darunia, we actually obtained the Goron Bracelet. Remember that from here on out, grass turning is no longer an option to us. With the Goron Bracelet, Link gains the strength of a slightly stronger child, I suppose. But anyway, he's allowed to pick up stuff like bomb flowers, rip plants out of the ground, and he doesn't actually rotate to look at them, he just picks them straight up. So that's one of our strategies out the window. Honestly, we got pretty lucky exploding the boulder in front of Dodongo's Cavern. No complaints here. Moving forward, I'm not going to mention every single ledge turn. Trust me, we do it in about every single room. I will still mention the notable ledge turns as well as any other turns that we have to do unless they become super common. Luckily for us in Dodongo's Cavern, we can actually use a glitch known as bomb jumping. We can actually skip the entire first third of the dungeon. This isn't even really a tough trick, it just takes a little bit of setup. Pick up a bomb while holding Z and shield drop it with any one-handed shield, back up a bit, but keep the grab icon on your A button, slash with your sword, and hold your shield. Then press A, wait until the bomb blows up on your shield with the Z still held, and you are ready to bomb jump. Simply approach a wall and input a backflip, which will make Link hop forward, allowing you to grab the ledge here and skip the first chunk of the cavern. Trust me, if you only learn one glitch in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, make it bomb jumping. Bomb jumping is extremely useful at multiple times in the game. Hit the switch, which will open the other part of the cavern and turn you around as well. Remember to take off your Deku shield, it doesn't particularly care for fire, which is most of what is around. Here we pick up the map as it helps us to navigate when we can't see behind us, and we head into the door that we opened up. Next we have the room with the large pillar, and this one took a bit of trial and error to get right. Knocking the pillar down was fairly straightforward, albeit a little bit tricky. The issue comes with finding some way to climb up the stairs. We can't use ledge turning to just adjust ourselves. There isn't enough space in between the steps. We were stumped here for quite a while, and at some point I thought I was just gonna have to resort to roll turning, which would be exceedingly lame. However, I'm lucky we didn't, because we actually found a very interesting piece of tech that we'll be perfecting later on in the run. Yes, eventually we learned a new tech that will become much more useful later on, called bomb turning. Bomb turning allows us to use the knockback from a bomb to adjust our angle, at least in kind of a general sense. You're not going to get very specific angles with this, but if you got really good at it, you actually could get a very good angle. This concept also applies to enemies and the damage that they do, but it's a lot harder to control than just using a bomb. Initially, I thought you had to be in the air to utilize this, but later on we actually find out that I'm way overcomplicating this. I'll explain exactly how this works a little bit later once we figure it out for the run, but for right now, you just need to know that we can get past this room with bomb turning. With a tricky jump at the end and some ledge turning, we can make our way to the next door. The next room is actually pretty tricky. I mean, keys are all over the place, chipping away at our already small health pool. We only have 4 hearts at this point, and remember, no bottles. The Armos can be quite a pain as well. If you use a Deku Nut in this room, you're probably going to wake up an Armos while you're trying to kill a Keese. The Armos is going to interrupt you killing the Keese. It's a disaster, honestly. This room was not fun. Eventually, we took a hit from a Keese and just kind of happened to line up with the ladder. We also could have used bomb turning in this room once we cleared out all the Keese, but it ended up working out pretty well. I will take a little bit of luck on this run, honestly, because we're going to need as much as we can get. We can easily pass the main room and enter the maze-like room with the blade traps at the bottom. This area is kind of a pain. I mean, we're already low on health and we can't use Z targeting to see the blade trap, so we have to time this very carefully. Bomb the door and move on to the next room, which is exceedingly trivial. Shoot the eye and just move on forward. The fight with the Lizalfos is a little tricky, but with good timing and a few Deku Sticks, you can pretty much negate most of the fight by attacking them as they get on the pillar. You do have to be careful, but spin attacks will take care of the rest of the fight. The next Eye Switch room is kind of an extension of the first, requiring a few extra ledge turns, but everything lines up pretty well. Next, we can open up the shortcut for safety and obtain the bombs. Admittedly, there's not too much to talk about here until we get to the boss. It's pretty easy aside from a few advanced ledge turns in the area right before you push the block down to open the boss's door. Which leads us to the big boy himself, the King Dodongo, the one everyone was worried about. He's a chump. Even without locking onto him, he's very simple. With a bit of patience, King Dodongo is easily slain. With King Dodongo vanquished, we are given the Goron Ruby and access to the inside of Lord Jabu Jabu. No doubt the most difficult challenge we've faced so far. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. Yes, next time we'll be taking a look at Lord Jabu Jabu and the areas leading up to him. Do you think that we could even do Lord Jabu Jabu in a Z-Locked challenge? With these restrictions, it can be a bit challenging, but we will see. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It does help me out an awful lot. If you'd like to check out the process live, please do check it out on twitch.tv/Newbornkilik, where you can see other challenge videos. We do a ton of challenges, honestly, so if you're interested in this kind of stuff, please do check it out. You're gonna love it, I can guarantee it. Remember to leave a like and sub to the channel for the algorithm, if for no other reason. I'll be putting these out semi-regularly now, and of course, you know, we'll be doing more focused content here on the primary channel. Thank you so much to my patrons, channel members, and Twitch supporters as well. You guys have been amazing over on Twitch. Thank you so much for all that support. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, with that said, I'm Newbornkilik, and I'll see you in the next Z-Lock challenge. I'm out.